You know me, SDMT. Let's get it, baby. You are now tuned in to the No Cap Straight Facts podcast, man. Let's get to it, man. Before we do, though, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, man. Shout out to the gang, man. Shout out to everybody that stays locked in. I'm coming with fire, man. Let's get into it, man. It's a lot of topics, but today we're really going to speak on one. After that, we're going to see what else pops up. But there's reports right now that Aaron Rodgers, man, is going to retire next week, man. This is crazy, man. He just won the MVP, and he's going to be retiring because of Packers management, man. He wants out. He doesn't want to play for the Packers. They offered him a blockbuster 2-year, extension, which would lock him up for 5 years, make him the highest paid quarterback in the league. But A-Rod said, no, I'm good. I want out, man. He is tired of the Packers front office making bad moves, not getting him the weapons that he wants, not, discussing moves before making them with him, their franchise quarterback. He's one of the most talented quarterbacks of all time with his accuracy and arm. He had an MVP season. Why would you be in this situation? And Packer fans really bother me the most because they can't think for themselves. They can't look at this situation and say, man, our front office definitely mishandled this situation. You know what I mean? We got Davante Adams breaking negotiations with the Packers. He's posting the same thing as A-Rod, The Last Dance, Jordan and Pippen, pretty much saying that they're both, going their separate ways. So the Packers could lose the MVP quarterback. A-Rod still plays at a high level, can still have several more years left in him. And Davante Adams, the number one receiver in the league right now. You got to think about that, man. I know, you've been indoctrinated not to, challenge authority of, these higher ups because you can't think for yourself. But for this to be an issue, it's definitely something wrong, man. A-Rod, I posted on my Instagram an interview of Kyle Brandt and A-Rod after, the draft of Jordan Love. And he said, he was excited. He saw them trade up, and he was excited. He was expecting to pick a receiver. He mentioned Justin Jefferson. He mentioned another receiver from Clemson and Arizona State. So he was looking for a receiver. They draft a quarterback. He wasn't excited about that. He said, he drank some tequila, and, he knew a lot of people were going to be messaging him. Is he okay, this or that? But at the end of the day, he said that he felt they were 1 player away, 2 players away from winning a Super Bowl. And the Packers go and draft a quarterback that's not going to play and put him in his position to win a ring. He wasn't happy with that, and he's not happy with that. They also released certain teammates that he was, very high on. So they're making moves not based off of what their franchise quarterback would like. Not smart. We're seeing this. We're seeing the Packers self-destruct, and Packer fans can't deal with it. They want to blame A-Rod. A-Rod was trying to win you a ring. What is wrong with you? Seriously. Like, you got this player that's sweating and bleeding and giving his all for you. You got these people in these front offices. They ain't even there that long, but they goofy and they get, revolve around, in and out. A lot of them don't even have football backgrounds. But you just going to go along with what they say because you don't know any better. You can't challenge them. You can't say, maybe that was a bad move. Maybe that wasn't smart. And these people destroy your team later on. You look back and say, man, that was some bad decisions. But you can't do it right now. That's the problem with y'all. Man, I'm telling you right now, the Packers fumbled the bag and they going out sad, man. Going out sad, man. Aaron Rodgers, man, what he's doing right now, standing up for himself, is huge, man. This is a powerful moment, man. This is definitely going to be a powerful moment for the players if A-Rod can win. It's power to the players, man. If he retires, he retires. He calls his shot. He doesn't allow the Packers to control his career. Now, if they get tired of him, they release him, they want to get something for him, which would be smart. You can lose A-Rod for nothing. He's not going to play for you. Or you can trade him and get something for him. You got Jordan Love. You felt he was special enough to trade up for. He's had a year to sit. So, hey, see what you got. You risked it all drafting him. You know what I mean? You put your quarterback in a situation where he sees that you're not trying to win a Super Bowl. Okay, we look at Tom Brady. Why did Tom Brady leave the New England Patriots? He felt he didn't have enough to win a Super Bowl. He didn't have enough weapons to compete with Patrick Mahomes. He didn't have a good enough defense. He didn't have enough. So what did Tom Brady do? He went and scouted teams that had enough. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the weapons they have. And then they went and got Gronk and some other guys, Antonio Brown, and guys that he liked and wanted. Leonard Fournette, to help him chase a ring. They were trying to win right now. Why have the Buccaneers drafted a quarterback? Why have they wasted that pick? Because they want to win right now. What are the Packers doing? Are they trying to win right now? A-Rod doesn't think so. And I don't either. And as a Packers fan, for you to make excuses for that, it just shows you goofy as hell. Your front office is messing up. Period. Your franchise MVP quarterback is going to retire because they didn't consider him when making big decisions. Devontae Adams, I don't know why he would stay on the Packers if A-Rod's out. That makes no sense. I don't care how much money you want to pay him. Actually, he should be going for even more money if A-Rod's out. So then they're like, I don't know if we want to pay that much. So when we look at this situation, A-Rod wants out. Packers, you know what I mean? They're saying they're not going to trade him, but he's not going to re-sign at this point. And if he is going to retire, he sits out a year or two. What do? We saw Brett Favre kind of do that. Came back, you know what I'm saying? Went to the Jets, went to the Vikings. Vikings and Jets did his thing. But when we truly look at it, at the end of the day, the Packers should not have been in this situation if they were communicating with their franchise quarterback properly. And that's a fact. You can't debate that. You can't. No cap, straight facts. We look at that, man. Your whole organization's about to go down the drain. If Jordan Love is not an elite quarterback, that was a horrible pick. You know what I mean? You could have got A-Rod, some potential star first-round receiver. And the thing about A-Rod is, if you would have gave him that first-round receiver, I believe that first-round receiver would have been a star just because he has A-Rod as a quarterback. He throws these beautiful passes and puts them in places. You know what I mean? Devontae Adams is good, but having A-Rod as a quarterback is a big plus, man. It's a huge plus. The balls that he can throw and the accuracy, it's insane how A-Rod throws the ball. It's only one quarterback that's as accurate as him or close, and that's Patrick Mahomes. Everybody else is nobody close. I'm sorry. His arm is special. You have this special talent, and you're treating him like he's just another player on the team. We're going to draft a quarterback and not let him know about it. We're going to not pick a first-round talent. We're going to pick receivers in the third or fourth round and expect him to make them great. But we saw the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They got star receivers. They wouldn't added more weapons because they're trying to compete with the Kansas City Chiefs. That's why they wouldn't go to them weapons, and it worked out for them. And they have that great defense. So Tom Brady went to a team that was trying to win right now. When you draft Jordan Love, you're not trying to win right now. You're trying to think about the future. You're trying to think about the rebuild after A-Rod, which was a waste of a pick. You could have signed a veteran as a gap guy until you seen the quarterback you liked or what have you. But until then, you got a quarterback that's trying to win a Super Bowl, man. A-Rod is playing to win a Super Bowl, not MVPs. Because if he only cared about an MVP, he would be playing for the Packers. But he doesn't feel like they're trying to win a Super Bowl in the front office. He feels like they're trying to think longevity and, just can be competitive. A-Rod is getting drained to the bone. He has an MVP season, and it's not enough. It's not enough. Last playoff game, Devontae Adams has 16 targets. 16. You know what I mean? They got some cool other options, but they ain't really got nobody that teams are worried about. Buccaneers weren't worried about them. So when we truly look at it, you got A-Rod making greatness. You put any other quarterback on the Packers, they're 99% of them ain't putting up the stats that A-Rod's putting up. And that's a fact. So it's kind of crazy. You see this quarterback still playing at an insanely high level, about to walk away from the game because his relationship with the front office is that bad. That bad that he doesn't want to come back and play for the team that drafted him. That bad that he's willing to leave his teammates that he's played so long with. That bad that he doesn't want to stay when he's offered a blockbuster mega deal. Money isn't enough. He wants to move on, and he wants to move on so bad that he'll walk away from the game when he's still playing at a high level, man. Come on now. Are you serious right now as a Packer fan? Are you serious? You blaming A-Rod? You goofy as hell, man. A-Rod is the reason that team's been relevant these last several years. Come on now. Stop playing yourself. Stop playing yourself. Jordan Love goes out there and he's an average quarterback. That was a wasted pick. Oh, he's supposed to be this and that. Yeah, a lot of guys were supposed to be this and that. A lot of guys in the first round were supposed to be this and that and never pan out. You got a quarterback like A-Rod. He has to compete with a loaded Buccaneers team. He's looking at that team like, man. And when you truly look at it, you got Tom Brady, who's smart. You know what I mean? Because as you get older, this is the way life goes. When you're young, you work really hard for a little bit of money. You get older, you work a little bit for a lot of money. So Tom Brady used to work really hard for some success. And now that he's older, he understands that he can't carry a team anymore. You look at that Super Bowl and those playoff games, he wasn't lighting it up. He didn't have to do that much. All he had to do was make those key moments and make those key conversions and those key touchdowns. He didn't have to put up 400, 500 yards. We look at A-Rod. A-Rod got to put up 400 yards. 350, 400, he has to. If he doesn't, he's going to lose. So A-Rod is going so hard, and Tom Brady he don't got to go, he doesn't have to be as productive as A-Rod, and he still wins a ring. Come on now, you can't put that together. One guy's going crazy, and one guy's he's doing above average, kind of good, but he wasn't, over the MVP. And if we compare the playoff stats, come on now. Tom Brady ain't got to be what he was before putting up 400 yards. Even though he has all these weapons, that defense is amazing. You know what I mean? So when Aaron Rodgers looks at that Buccaneers team and he looks at his Packer team like, man, can I compete with them? And even if I can, how long am I going to be able to play at this high level so I can? And then when I don't play at this high level, the Packers can get rid of me and throw me away when they feel like it. See, A-Rod is too smart. You know what I mean? He won a ring in the NBA, as a minority owner of the Milwaukee Bucks. He understands business. He's smart enough to know that the Packers are going to discard him when they feel he's not good anymore. So he said, the monkey wrench was he had an MVP season. Now the Packers are like, okay, let's hold on to a little bit longer. Few more years. Okay, we get rid of him now. A-Rod wants to call his own shot. He's one, he wants to be, the captain of his ship and how his career goes. He wants to call the shots. And I can't blame him, man. The Green Bay Packers should have done more. They should have communicated with their quarterback better. They should have, allowed his input on big personnel decisions. They're cutting some of his friends, some guys that he liked and he thought were very key to the locker room. And he can't mesh with that. And they're not considering him like, hey, Rod, what do you think about this or that? Should we keep this guy? What do you think? And people say, well, they don't have to do that. No, they don't. But he doesn't have to play for them. He could retire. So there's ways of negotiating and handling things properly so things gel and flow. Why aren't things flowing for the Packers? You tell me, because I already know. Packers front office dropped the ball. This whole situation is out of control. And we're about to see Aaron Rodgers, former MVP, still playing football at a high level, retire because he doesn't want to play for that front office anymore. It's not his teammates. It's not the Packer fans. It's the front office. And Packer fans can't deal with that. They can't say, yeah, they made some bad calls. You know what I mean? I can call my team out. The Raiders can call out John Gruden. Everybody, and you know what I'm saying, Mike Mayock, and all these other teams can call out their front office when they make bad moves. Or something about Packers fans is like, we can't be realistic. We can't be real. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy how when you see fans pick the team in the front office over the player that is sweating and bleeding out there, getting hit by quarterbacks. A-Rod was sacked so many times against the Buccaneers. Come on, man. He was out there running for his life, man, trying to win that game for y'all. And y'all gonna treat him like that, man? Y'all goofy as hell, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. How do you guys feel about A-Rod retiring? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on my notifications. And that's a wrap on SDMT.